Hello and welcome to Growing Through Connection, a podcast that explores the life-changing impact of emotionally focused therapy. Join us as we discover how EFT helps create and secure lasting connections, leading to more fulfilling lives. In this special first season, we offer a series of short conversations with the late Dr. Sue Johnson, the pioneering visionary behind EFT. Sue shares her personal journey, reflects on the evolution of her work, and offers powerful insights into the science of emotional connection. So settle in and enjoy this unique opportunity to get to know Sue while discovering how EFT can deepen your relationships and enrich your life in ways you never imagined.
So Sue, just to get a little bit more insight into you as a person, if you could have dinner with anyone, any historical figure, who would it be and why?
That's easy. I'd have dinner with Churchill because he's fascinating. He had so many aspects to his personality. You know, he'd start every day in a bathtub with a cigar and a scotch. He'd basically drink all day. And he was, in many ways, a very strange kind of guy. But I'd have supper with Churchill. I would also maybe have supper with Albert Einstein.
You actually stayed in Albert Einstein's room. Tell us about that.
I went to MIT to give a talk, and they said to me, and I was staying in this beautiful old building, and I said, "Oh, this building is beautiful." They said, "Yes, we've given you Albert Einstein's suite." I said, "What?" Well, Albert Einstein lived here at MIT for quite a long time, and we've given you his suite. I felt like, oh my God. Oh. So I walked into this suite and I felt like I should just bend down and kiss the ground or something. But I've tried to read a number of biographies of him and I found it quite difficult, to tell you the truth. I've just got another one. But he was fascinating, man. What fascinates me is he made most of his discoveries when he was young. I read a thing the other day where somebody dashed in to tell him that these two scientists who'd gone and measured how light changed during the eclipse, how gravity would change light and all that. I don't remember. But they dashed in and they said, these two scientists have proved it. And he said, yeah. They said, well, aren't you like ecstatic? He said, no, I knew it was right. I love it. And then he said, even if God came down and said that it wasn't right, I know it's right. So he was right. I mean, he was totally brilliant and he followed his intuition with courage and creativity. And then for about 20 years in his life, he tried to create a unified field theory, which was a theory of everything. That was a bit pretentious. And he was wrong. Most of the things he came up with was wrong. I love him for that too. But, you know, he was always trying to discover. He was always saying to himself, what is the nature of reality? And even when he was wrong, he came up with useful things, like he gave us lasers, and I just would love to meet him. But, you know, if we don't just historical figures, I'd have supper with Pema Chodron, the Buddhist abbess, because she's the most graceful person I've ever seen, and she teaches without pretension or dogma. She reaches out for our humanness. So her, if I was being just playful, I'd have supper with James Taylor. And ask him how he wrote his song Shed a Little Light, because it's completely brilliant. And when I'm down and it's raining and I feel like my life is not going well, I can get on my exercise bike, put my little buds in and listen to him singing Shed a Little Light. And I'm at the end of that song, I'm like, yeah, okay. You know, we're on our way. You know, we know the way forward. You know, that there's a feeling like the clenching of a fist. I can feel it when he sings it. There's a hunger in the middle of the chest. I love his work. So, hey, those four people would be delightful to have together. I'm not sure they'd get along.
What a party.
Yes, it would be a bit strange, wouldn't it? A Buddhist nun, James Taylor with his cup of coffee in his hand, and Einstein and Winnie. I think Winnie would take over the whole thing.
And he'd smoke a cigar.
Yeah, he would smoke a cigar, and if he felt like taking his clothes off, he would. It's like, because what do we matter? He's like, he can walk around naked and, Do you know he was poor all his life? And all through the time when he was a politician, he had to write books. He used to walk around his study and give dictation, and his poor secretaries used to dread it because they had to get exactly right, and he used to speak very fast. I speak very fast too, so I can relate to this. And, he wasn't always the most pleasant man in the world, but boy, he was a character. So that would be a very interesting party, actually. Yeah, I'd like that. Yeah, we should invite them.
Let's do it.
Okay, jolly good.
Thank you for joining us on Growing Through Connection. As we conclude, remember that connection is at the heart of human experience. Keep exploring, keep connecting, and we'll see you next time on Growing Through Connection. This podcast is a production of Sue Johnson. Learn more about EFT at drsuejohnson.com and at the International Center for Excellence in Emotionally Focused Therapy site at iceft.com. To find a qualified emotionally focused therapist in your area, visit iceft.com and click on our Find an EFT Therapist directory. If you enjoyed this podcast, please leave us a 5-star rating and be sure to tell your friends. Until next time, stay connected.